Hello, this is Janila, the person behind Crafty Crochet Castle, and in this video, I'll show you the pattern to crochet the owl ghost. You can finish up this project in two different ways, either as a plushie, this can be used as a toy, or even as a decor, or as a light up decor. This pattern has the basic crochet stitches and I would rate the difficulty of this as easy. You would need tiny amounts of yarn for this project, so this is a perfect scrap yarn project as well. To crochet this project, I'm using worsted weight yarn in three colors here, light gray, white and black, and I'm using a 4.5 mm crochet hook along with this. You can use any yarn for this project and choose a crochet hook that is 1 or 2 sizes smaller than the recommended hook size. I'm also using scissors, yarn needle, stitch markers, and for the eyes I'm using a 12 mm safety eyes here. If you do not have this, you can use black yarn and embroider the eyes as well. You would also need some polyester fiberfill, and if you would like to finish this owl ghost as a light up decor, you would need some tea lights. The details of these materials are in the description box below. Here I have crocheted another owl ghost with the same pattern but with a bigger yarn, and the project has turned out to be much bigger. For this project, I used burnout blanket tie-dye-ish yarn in the color Moonlight and a 7 mm crochet hook along with this. The light up decor works well with a smaller yarn, so I would not recommend to use this as a light up decor, but with the bigger yarns you can finish it as a plushie. Let's get started working on the body. I'll take my white yarn here, and for round 1 I'll start by doing a magic circle. If you find it hard to work on a magic circle, you can always do chain 2 and work your round 1 stitches, that is 8 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Now let me show you how to do a magic circle. I'm going to hold my yarn like this and I will wrap it around my 2 fingers. And I will cross it over at the point where the yarn meets, and I will pinch at this point and carefully take this little loop outside. So we have a little loop here, and I will take my hook and I will insert it inside the loop, and I will yarn over and bring a little loop. This yarn is from the skein end. Now I will carefully take all my fingers out and hold everything in place. I will pinch at this point so that the loop on the hook is nice and secure, and make sure the loop on the hook is of the correct tension, that is it's not too loose or not too tight, and then you can yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have made a magic circle. So this ring is adjustable and we'll be working around 1 stitches in these 2 strands of yarn over here. So now I'm going to hold my yarn and everything in place, and we can start working on round 1 stitches, that is 8 single crochet inside the ring. So now let me show you how to do a single crochet. To do so, I'll insert my hook, I will yarn over and bring a loop. So now we have 2 loops on the hook. I will yarn over and pull through both the loops at once. So this 1 stitch is called as 1 single crochet, and now I will do 7 more single crochets here so that we have a total of 8 single crochet for round 1. You can always turn to the top of the stitches to count the total number of stitches that you've made. So each V is 1 stitch. So once when we have done a total of 8 single crochet, I'm going to hold the last stitch over here with my thumb and my finger over here, and I'm going to grab the tail with my next hand and I'm going to pull this. See how the opening is getting closed? It's getting smaller and smaller as we pull the tail, and then when you pull it completely, it closes. So there we have completed round 1. For this pattern, we'll be working in rounds, and I'm not going to join with a slip stitch at the end of each round. So if you have a stitch marker, you can use that to mark the last stitch of the round. You can use a stitch marker or a bobby pin or even a piece of another color yarn to mark the last stitch. This will help us to identify the last stitch of each round so that you don't have to manually count the stitches for the round, and you can work on the repeat pattern easily. Now let's start working on round 2. For round 2, I will be doing 2 single crochet in every stitch around. So make sure to locate your first single crochet here. Here I'll be inserting my hook and I will do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So here's my first single crochet, and I will be inserting my hook inside the same stitch, and I will be doing another single crochet here. So like this, I'll be working 2 single crochet in every stitch around for round 2. Round 2 will have a total of 16 single crochet. So now I'm at the last stitch over here, which is marked by a stitch marker. When I come to this stitch, you can remove the stitch marker, work the stitches for that stitch. So here I'm doing 2 single crochets. And then you can place the stitch marker back in the last stitch. So this marks the end of round 2, and at the end of the round we have a little circle here. So now let's work on round 3. For round 3 we'll be following a repeat pattern around. So the repeat pattern starts with 2 single crochet in the next stitch. The next stitch would be the first stitch of round 2, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So I'll be repeating this pattern over here. The pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this pattern all the way around till I'm at the last stitch over here. Round 3 will have a total of 24 single crochet. So now I'm going to share a little tip with you. Sometimes our magic circle opening will open up. So do you see this little opening in the middle? This will open up. So to prevent this, you can just grab the tail, the magic circle tail, and pull it tight to close it. And to prevent this from opening, you can take a yarn needle and you can secure this with a knot in the wrong side. So I'm grabbing my yarn needle and I will thread my tail in it. This is the magic circle tail. And I'm going to pull the tail tightly so that the opening is completely shut, and then I'm going to secure it with a knot in one of the loops over here. We are taking a loop and not the entire stitch. Then you can secure it with a knot over here. So after securing it with a knot, you can simply turn your project to the right side and begin working on the project. Now let's start working on round 4. The repeat pattern for round 4 is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and I will do 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches. So this is going to be the pattern for the round. I'll repeat this pattern 2 more times over here. Round 4 will have a total of 27 stitches, and I'm going to meet you when I complete the last stitch for the round. This is how our body will look at the end of round 4, and the project would begin to curl up over here. So now for the next 6 rounds, that is from rounds 5 to round 10, we'll be following the same pattern. The pattern is 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So I'll be crocheting 1 single crochet like this in all the stitches for the round. I'll show you how to work round 5, and then you can repeat that for the remaining 5 rounds. each round will have 27 single crochet. So here I have completed one single crochet in almost all the stitches of the round, and we are at the last stitch. When I come to this stitch, I will remove the stitch marker, crochet one single crochet here, and then I will place the stitch marker back in the last stitch. So this marks the end of round 5, and this is our first round of 6 rounds repeat. So I'll be repeating this pattern 5 more rounds, and I will meet you at the end of the 6th repeat, that is round 10. If you're not sure of how many rounds you have completed, you can just count it from the top center over here. So this is round 1, and this is round 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I will meet you at the end of round 10. After completing 10 rounds, our project looks like this. Now let's continue working on round 11. For round 11, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So I'll be repeating this pattern 2 more times over here, and round 11 will have a total of 30 single crochet. I'll meet you after I complete all the stitches in the round. This is how the project looks at the end of round 11. Now let's work on round 12. For round 12, the pattern is 1 single crochet in every stitch around. This round will have a total of 30 single crochet. So I'll be crocheting 1 single crochet all the way around. And I will meet you at the end of round 12. The repeat pattern for round 13 is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 14 stitches. So I'll be repeating this pattern 1 more time over here, and round 13 will have a total of 32 single crochet. I'll meet you after I complete the last stitch of round 13. Now for round 14, I will do 1 single crochet in every stitch around. Round 14 will have a total of 32 single crochet. I'll be repeating this single crochet all the way around, and at the end of the round I'll be joining with a slip stitch over here. So I'll meet you at the end of the round and I'll show you how to join with a slip stitch. Here I am at the last stitch of round 14. This round would have a single crochet in every stitch around and a total of 32 single crochet. So when I complete the 32nd single crochet, I'll be joining with a slip stitch in the front loop only of the next stitch. So to do so, I'll be inserting my hook inside the front loop only on the next stitch. So normally we'll be inserting our hook like this inside the V over here. The loop that is away from you is the back loop, and the loop that is near you is the front loop. So I'll be inserting my hook inside only in one of the loop. I'll be leaving the back loop behind. And now I will show you how to do a slip stitch. To do so, I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. So there we have completed round 14 with a slip stitch, and we have joined the round. Now I will take a stitch marker and I will mark the last stitch over here, that is the slip stitch. So now for round 15, we'll be working in the front loop only of all the stitches over here. So we'll be inserting only in the front loop. And the repeat pattern for this round is a half double crochet in the next stitch. To do a half double crochet, I will yarn over, insert my hook inside the front loop only of next stitch, like this. We'll be leaving the back loop behind, and then I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch. So now we have a total of 3 loops on the hook. I will yarn over and pull through all 3 loops at once. This stitch is called as the half double crochet, and this stitch is slightly taller than the single crochet. Now in the front loop only of the next stitch, I will be doing a double crochet. To do so, I will yarn over again and I will insert my hook in the front loop only of the next stitch. And then I will yarn over and bring a loop. So now we will have 3 loops on the hook again. So now I will yarn over and I will pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Now we have 2 loops remaining. I will yarn over again and I will pull through these 2 loops. This stitch is called as the double crochet, and this is slightly taller than the half double crochet. So now in the next stitch, in the front loop only, I will be doing a half double crochet. And I will do a slip stitch in the front loop only of the next stitch. So this is going to be the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is a half double crochet in the front loop only of the next stitch, a double crochet in the front loop only of the next stitch, a half double crochet in the front loop only of the next stitch, followed by a slip stitch in the next stitch. So this is going to be the repeat pattern for the remaining stitches in the round. We have this little wavy structure at the bottom of our body over here, and because we worked only on the front loops, we have this little ridge on the inside of the body. We would not have this for any other rounds. We would have this only for this round. I will be repeating this pattern all the way around, and I will meet you after I complete the repeat pattern in the last stitch over here. And the last stitch, we'll be doing a slip stitch over here, and we can fasten off over here. To fasten off, I'm going to leave a long tail and I'm going to trim it over here. Next, I'm going to yarn over and pull it through the loop on the hook all the way through, and you can pull it tight to tighten this up. So there we have completed the body of our ghost over here. Now let us attach eyes to the project. For the eyes, I'm using a 12 mm safety eyes here. If you do not have safety eyes, you can use a black yarn and needle, and you can embroider the eyes as well. I'll be positioning the eyes between rounds 4 and 5. Always make sure the last stitch is to the side of our face over here. And to place the next eye, I would leave approximately 4 stitches from one eye. I would always like to secure this with a hot glue over here. So I'll just take a hot glue and put it around this washer over here so that it stays in place. And now we can embroider the mouth over here. I'm using a black yarn to embroider the mouth. I will embroider the mouth between round 5 and 6. There are 2 ways you can finish this ghost. One would be to complete it as a plushie. In that case, you would need to crochet the base. If you would like to complete it as a decoration and have tea lights inside, then you do not need a base. In that case, you can skip crocheting the base. Now let us crochet the base of the body. So I'm taking my white yarn here. I will start off with a magic circle followed by 8 single crochet inside the ring. Once again, if you do not prefer to work with a magic circle, you can work on the alternate starting chain, that is chain 2 and 8 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. For this pattern also, we'll be working in rounds, and I'm not going to join at the end of each round unless I mention it. And also use a stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the round. Now let's work on round 2. For round 2, I'll do 2 single crochet in every stitch around. This round will have a total of 16 single crochet. For round 3, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this pattern all the way around, and round 3 will have a total of 24 single crochet. Now let's work on the last round of our base, which is round 4. The repeat pattern for this round is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. I'll be repeating this pattern all the way around, and this round will have a total of 32 stitches. At the end of the round, I will join with a slip stitch in the next stitch. So I'll be inserting my hook inside the stitch over here, that is in both the loops. I will yarn over, bring a loop through the stitch and through the loop on the hook, and then we can fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We'll be using this tail to sew the base onto the body, so make sure the tail is long enough. And also let us secure the magic circle opening with a knot. So turn this base to the wrong side, grab the magic circle tail, pull it tight to make sure the opening is completely closed, and then thread it in a yarn needle and secure it with a knot using one of the loops in the wrong side. We do not have to weave this tail in because this would be on the inside of our project over here. So there I have secured it with a knot, and here we have completed our base. Our base is a little circle. Now let us crochet the wings. We will be crocheting 2 of these. So to start off the wings, I will do a magic circle. Once again, you can use the alternate starting stitch instead of this magic circle, which is chain 2, and your round 1 stitches in the second chain from the hook. So now for round 1, I will do 6 single crochet inside the ring. And you can grab the tail to close the magic circle. For this pattern, we'll be crocheting in rows and not rounds. So we are not going to complete this as a round, rather we'll be turning our project and we'll be working on top of these stitches over here. So for round 2, I will do chain 1. This chain 1 counts as a single crochet here, and then I will turn my project over. Now we'll be working on this side of our stitches over here. So in the very first stitch, I will do 1 single crochet, and now I will do 2 single crochet in the remaining 5 stitches over here. So this is how the wings will look at the end of row 2. This row will have a total of 12 single crochet, the first one being a chain 1, and that is also counted as a single crochet. Now let's work on row 3. For row 3, I will do chain 4 here. To do a chain, I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have 1 chain. I will do 3 more chains here so that we have a total of 4 chains over here. Now I'm going to turn the project again. So now we'll be working on top of our 12 single crochets over here on the other side. So now I will do a slip stitch in my next stitch over here. When we are working in the other side also, we'll be inserting inside both the loops over here. So now this is going to be the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is chain 4 and a slip stitch in the next stitch. So I'll be repeating this for all the stitches over here. Make sure to do a slip stitch in the chain 1 of row 2, and there we have completed our wing. You can fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We would have 12 such chain 4 spaces over here, which will be the feathers. This is one of the wing. Now let me show you how to crochet the optional witch hat over here. I'm taking a gray yarn here. For round 1, I will do a magic circle followed by 4 single crochet inside the ring. You can also crochet it in white color if you want. I would like to differentiate it from the body of the ghost, so that's why I'm using a lighter gray yarn. After completing 4 single crochet, you can close the opening of the magic circle. And for this pattern, we'll be working in rounds, and I'm not going to join at the end of each round unless I mention it. You can use a stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the round as well. For round 2, I will do 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this pattern one more time over here, and round 2 will have a total of 6 stitches. Because we've started with very little amount of single crochet, it tends to be in the wrong side. So make sure to turn your project to the right side before you begin working on round 3. For round 3, the repeat pattern is single crochet in the next 2 stitches, followed by 2 single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this pattern one more time over here. This round has a total of 8 single crochet. For round 4, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. I'll be repeating this pattern one more time over here. So we have a little cone shape over here and a hat is beginning to form. So for round 5, I will do 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Followed by 2 single crochet in the next stitch. I'll be repeating this one more time over here. And after completing this round, I will join with a slip stitch in the front loop only of the next stitch. Round 5 will have a total of 12 single crochet. Now let's work on the last round for the hat, which is round 6. For this round, I will start off with chain 1 here. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now I will do 2 single crochet in the front loop only of all the stitches over here. So I'll be inserting my hook in the front loop and I will do 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and I will repeat this for the remaining stitches over here. After completing the repeat pattern for the round, I'm going to join with a slip stitch on top of the first single crochet over here. We would have done a chain 1 over here, skip that stitch and join on top of the first stitch with a slip stitch. And we can fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We'll use this tail to sew the hat on top of the head if you would like to use that as a part of your ghost. So make sure the tail is long enough. Make sure to add some shape to the top of your hat, and you can put the magic circle tail on the inside of a hat. If you would like, you can add a tiny amount of polyester fiberfill to the hat over here. I'm just going to skip that, and this is how the hat looks. If you would like to finish this owl ghost as a plushie, fill the body with polyester fiberfill. So make sure to grab your polyester fiberfill. Just break it apart into smaller pieces. And then you can stuff the body over here. So here I have the body with polyester fiberfill, the base and the 2 wings. The first step in the assembly is to take the base, thread the long tail in a yarn needle, and we are going to sew the bottom of the body close. So I'm going to push the last round of the body, which is round 15, outside, so we have this little ridges visible over here. And then I'm going to take the base and thread the tail in a yarn needle, and I'm going to position the right side of the base on the outside. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. I'm going to position it like this, and I'm going to sew this close. For sewing, I'm going to take the stitch from the base and the back loops only of the round 14 stitches in the body. So I'll be sewing it close like this. Make sure to put all the tails inside of a project. And I'm going to repeat it for all the other stitches, and I will meet you when I complete attaching this to the body over here. After sewing the bottom close, you can secure it over here with a knot. And then we can weave the tail in. To weave in for any plushie, all you have to do is insert the needle next to the last stitch, that is next to the knot over here, and pass it through the stuffing on the inside of our project, and you can pull it out at any random spot. So once when you take the needle out, make sure to take it out from the thread and adjust the position of your stuffy such that it has not lost its shape because we pulled it over here. And then we can trim it off over here. So there we have closed the opening on the bottom and we have weaved in one tail. In the same manner, we can weave in the other tail as well. The next step is to attach the wings. So you can use any side as the right side for your wings. So I've taken one wing and I've threaded its tail in a yarn needle, and we're going to attach it to the side of our owl body over here. So I'll be attaching the first one approximately on the third stitch from the side of the eye and between rounds 7 and 8. So this is the round and this is the third stitch. So I'll be attaching it over here. Then we are going to attach the remaining stitches. We'll go a little bit down and towards the back center of the owl like this. And once when you reach the center of our wing, you can attach it straight on the rounds over here. I'm attaching it approximately between round 10 and 11. So we are attaching it like from up to down, from between round 7 and 8 to between rounds 10 and 11, and then we are going to go straight towards the back of the body like this, so that the wings are positioned like this and it remains open over here. In the same manner, I'll be attaching the other wing on the other side of our owl, approximately on the third stitch from the eye and in between rounds 7 and 8 all the way to between rounds 10 and 11 and towards the back center over here. So to weave it this tail in, so once when you finish attaching this end, I'm going to bring this tail through the inside to the center of our wing over here. And then you can tighten this magic circle tail. You can take the needle out over here. Now we can secure these two tails with a knot. And once when we do that, we can thread both the tails in the yarn needle. And I'm going to insert it next to the stitch over here and bring it inside through the stuffing, and I'm going to pull it out in a random spot. This is like weaving in the tails. And once when you do that, you can trim off these two tails. Same manner, I'll be attaching the other wing on this side. I'll meet you once when I attach it. This is how the owl looks after attaching the wings. So now if you would like to keep this ghost all white, you can stop at this point. Or if you would like to embroider the V-shaped stitches on the body of the owl, you can do so at this point. For that, I'm taking a light gray yarn over here. And I'll be embroidering 2 V-shapes in round 11 and 3 in round 13. And the last optional step is to attach the witch hat to the top of our owl. You can attach it either on the top or either at an angle, depending upon your preference. I'll be attaching it on the side over here. And this is how the owl ghost Plushy looks after attaching all the pieces and weaving in all the tails. Now let me show you how to finish the crochet owl ghost as a light up decoration. There are assembly steps for the wings, the V embroidery on the body, and the optional hat is same as that as of the toy, but we are not going to stuff this body nor attach it to the base. We're going to leave it open where we will be inserting our lights in here. The only step that we have to do here is to weave in all these tails. To weave in the tails for a flatter project, you have to turn your project to the wrong side, and then you can insert the needle through the loops in the wrong side. Make sure to insert it only in the loops and not in the stitch itself. We do not want to see this on the other side. You can insert it in any direction. You can go up to down, zigzag, or from one side to the other, or in a round as well. You can basically use up any stitch over here. There's no right or wrong way. So once when you think you have covered in one direction, you can turn your project over, and this time you can weave it in the other direction. You can do this as many times as you would like. And once when you think you have weaved in enough, you can take the needle out, stretch out the piece so that the project has not lost its shape, and then you can trim it off over here. In the same manner, you can weave in all the other tails for this project, and I will meet you after I weave in all the tails. This is how the owl ghost light up decor looks after weaving in all the ends. Now all you have to do is take any light and you can place it inside. Here I have some remote control lights, tea light or string lights. You can use any light as per your preference. So here we have completed our project. We have an owl ghost plushie and an owl ghost light up decor. I hope you enjoy crocheting this along with me. Please show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.